Hey Google, what's intuition?
Here's the definition of intuition: the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning.
Nicely put, Google. All right, guys, that's it. Bye. Whoa, just kidding, guys. Hi, guys, I'm Desiree. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about intuition, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper than the explanation that Google gives us, even though that was a pretty good explanation. So in this video, I am going to explain what intuition is, and as well as give you guys some practical tips and some reasoning as to how to navigate this spiritual realm when using intuition. So why should you increase your intuition? Well, first of all, it's important that you increase your intuition because you understand yourself and you can understand the world around you. Increasing your intuition also increases your healing abilities. So this can be your physical healing, or it could also be like mental healing or subconscious healing, however you want to look at it. Increasing your intuition will definitely guide you in the right direction, on the right path to heal anything that's giving you problems in your life. So this is why you should increase your intuition. So let's get into some practical tips on how to increase this muscle of intuition that we all have. So the common understanding of what intuition is like this sixth sense. And I think that that is pretty much accurate because when we're talking about intuition, remember, we're not really talking about something that is conscious to us. It's kind of something that's like part of the subconscious, but because it's part of the subconscious, which is also part of ourselves, it just resonates with us like very strongly without having any kind of conscious reasoning behind it. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little bit tricky whenever you're explaining what intuition is or you're trying to explain it to somebody to increase their intuition. So when you're starting to like look internally within yourself and navigate your own intuition, there may be occurrences of conditioning that kind of come in. I believe that you should follow any strong feeling that you have, whether it's part of your intuition or if it's part of your conditioning. And what I mean by this is, say that you have like this really strong feeling to not go somewhere, to not do something, or you have a really strong feeling to like believe in something. This could be an indication of your intuition or it can be an indication of your conditioning. And what I mean by this is, say you have had like a traumatic past, or if you had an occurrence like early on in childhood that made you afraid to go into a certain situation, automatically your body is going to go in like defense mode whenever it feels like it is presented with going in that same situation. So you could be feeling like this strong feeling of wanting to do something or not wanting to do something, because it's part of like this conditioning in your body. So whenever you're feeling really strong emotions, I believe that it's very important to record these emotions down, especially daily. So I'm a big writer. I write daily. I write in my journals. And be sure to check out my website, DesireeClemons.com, and sign up for my newsletter because I am working on some really great workbooks and journals to help you guys understand yourself better, to help you understand intuition as well as your dreams. That way you can navigate this spiritual realm a lot more easier, as well as understanding just who you are on a very practical and conscious level. So be sure to sign up for my newsletters so you don't miss out whenever I release those books. Those are in the works. So let's jump back into this intuition thing. So if you're having these strong emotions, record them down and write them down. And if you're able to consciously look back and reflect upon it and be like, oh, yeah, whenever I was a kid, I had this really bad experience and, I'm having these feelings again. That's not your intuition. That is part of your conditioning, but it could also be like part of your conditioning and part of your intuition working together. Now, the two are like very similar because they have to deal with the subconscious. And if you have any questions or comments about the difference between intuition and conditioning, be sure to comment down below and I can help you out there. So my definition of intuition is that intuition is a right brain activity that utilizes the left brain in decision making and proceeding with this outside world. And it's so crucial and important that a lot of people understand that this is a right brain activity because in like America or modern society, we are so left brain, right? We don't really like to have these hunches or this sixth sense without having some kind of reasoning behind it. So because intuition doesn't have like this reasoning behind it, a lot of people just simply ignore it. So another important thing that you should know about intuition is that it is an internal thing and not an external thing. So whenever we're talking about something like external, we're talking about inspiration. So inspiration and intuition can work together. So say if you have like a synchronistic moment or you experience a miracle or you experience something in your world that just lines up so perfectly and you call it like the divine or you call it a sign from God, this is something that taps into your inspiration. And whenever you tap into that inspiration, that can also tap into your intuition as well. So the two can work simultaneously. And this is whenever we get into a little bit more of a complex, I really wouldn't say complex, but more of like in-depth spirituality. And to understand the two of intuition and inspiration, you have to have multiple occurrences of experiencing, inspiration or inspiration from external forces, as well as understanding the internal forces of, your intuition that can come from the subconscious mind. Keep that in mind. And another thing to understand about intuition is that it is very closely related to psychic abilities or clairaudience or clairvoyance and so forth. Some people are just naturally intuitive. So whenever you have like this high level of intuition, and you can see this in good tarot readers, good astrologers, good psychics, and anybody else that uses divination tools. So it's not that like, psychics and intuitives can like read your mind. It's just that, psychics or people that have high intuition can read the aura of a person or read the energy of a person. So when you are like extremely intuitive, you just naturally see and pick up the auras of people. Some people even see the auras and see colors around people, but it's just naturally easy to look at a person and analyze and pick up what they're feeling, whether they're sad, they're depressed, if they're having job troubles, if they're having relationship issues. It's just naturally easy to read on a person. So remember, everything is connected. And if you're not really a spiritual person, you're just stumbling upon this video, you're probably thinking that I'm some kind of new agey person, and maybe you can put me in any kind of category you want to, but this is absolutely the truth. Everything is connected. So the first things first is you want to study your intuition and become familiar with your intuition. And what I like to do is whenever I'm having like this intuitive thought or this inspirational thought is I write it down. So whenever you're feeling these intuitive hunches or these intuitive feelings, write it down, write down these specific intuitive messages that you're getting, and then later on, like, reflect upon them. Now remember, this is like a right brain activity or a right brain occurrence, but you can utilize the left brain to understand a little bit more of like, maybe there was something that you did, or maybe there's something in your environment that actually increased your intuition. And what I mean by this is some people like to utilize tools. So you can utilize crystals, you can utilize oils, you can utilize kind of any divination or spiritual tools that resonate with you. And if you want me to make a video about oils or crystals or any other divination tools, comment down below and I can definitely do that. So if you write down your intuitive feelings or your intuitive hunches, later on in the future, you can go back and reflect upon that and see if maybe that brings you into this intuitive feeling or this intuitive space. That will help you to understand this intuition inside of you and how to actually like draw upon this intuition in case you ever find yourself like stuck making a decision, or if you're stuck in life not knowing where to proceed, or if you need help in making a decision. And also follow your intuitive hunches and follow your intuitive feelings. If you get this intuitive feeling to like not go somewhere, or you have like this intuitive feeling of danger somewhere, listen to those messages, listen to those hunches, because they're really important and it could just save your life. And my next tip is meditation. Now, I know if you're a spiritual person and you're in a spiritual community, you probably hear meditation everywhere. And if you already don't have a meditation routine, be sure to get a meditation routine or find a technique that works for you to help you be more mindful. It's so important that you have some kind of like mindfulness regime. That way you can detach from like all of this monkey mind chatter. And if you're a creative person or you like art therapy, I did make this video here on how to calm down your monkey mind. Be sure to check it out. Mindfulness techniques are always important to use, whether you're trying to increase your intuition, whether you're doing shadow work, or whether you're just doing any kind of self-improvement, and especially if you have anxiety, because when you have anxiety, it's just that your mind is constantly going and going and going, and you need to have techniques and mental techniques to calm down your mind chatter. So you have to use your brain to calm down your brain, which is really, I know, counterintuitive and really difficult to do, but this is why you have to understand and develop a mindfulness routine or mindfulness techniques that work for you, because once you're able to do that and calm down that mind, you can have a detached perspective, and then this leads to enlightenments, increased spirituality, and all that good stuff that you're probably looking for if you're here on my channel. So develop a mindfulness routine. And my next tip to increase your intuition is to record your dreams. So it's important that you keep a dream journal. When you wake up, record everything that you can remember about your dream, and then later on during the day or later on in the week or months, whatever, go back and analyze those dreams and see what they're saying. So our dreams are also doorways to the subconscious. So whenever you're recording your dreams or you're waking up and you have certain kind of feeling, I believe that you should listen to those feelings. Listen to those intuitive feelings, those intuitive thoughts. So when you're keeping a dream journal, you want to record the colors, you want to record important characters. You want to record just anything that you can remember about this dream. So the next tip I'm going to give you for increasing your intuition is to never force your intuition. You never want to force your intuition up if you need to make a decision. Like if you don't know, then you just don't know. What you really want to do is quiet your mind and wait for that intuition to naturally occur. You just never really want to force it. So guys, that's it. That's my video about intuition. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you don't miss out on my next and upcoming video. And in the meantime, be sure to check out my blog on my personal website, DesireeClemons.com, where you'll find some more awesome content and some articles about spirituality and how to break free from some of this religious programming if that's something that you're struggling with. And until next time, guys, bye.